Welcome to the Climbing Academy. This is an induction video that's going to teach you how to climb safely at our centres. Following the video you'll be asked a few short questions and then you'll be good to go and able to climb without the need for an instructor. Bouldering is a cool and fun and sociable thing to do, so take some time to listen carefully to the video and then get yourself on the mat. In the UK, bouldering and climbing are governed by the British Mountaineering Council. They have the following participation statement which you should all be aware of before you get going. It's as follows. The British Mountaineering Council and Mountaineering Council of Scotland recognise that climbing and mountaineering are activities with a danger of personal injury or death. Participants in these activities should be aware of and accept these risks and be responsible for their own actions and involvement. It's important you recognise that bouldering does carry risk. At our centres, we do occasionally get dislocations, soft tissue damage and very rarely broken bones. So again, please be aware that this is a risk when you start bouldering. To minimise some of these risks, it's important that you recognise there are some things to do before you get started and actually move on to the mat in the bouldering area. So the first thing is to remove rings, watches, make sure all your pockets are empty and that you're not taking anything sharp or dangerous onto the mat with you. We have lockers available at the back of the centres that you're able to put your belongings in and keep them safe. You'll either need to bring a padlock or you're able to get one of these at the reception. Another point to consider is not to take any water bottles or food onto the mat. This is both a risk to other climbers and can cause damage to the matted area. We'd ask that you leave these at the edge of the mat or in rest areas, or preferably in the cafe. Before you start climbing, it's really important to warm up. Running, cycling to the centre are great ways to do this, but there are also areas where you can do it within the centres, so running on the spot, skipping, some light stretching. All of this raises your core body temperature before you start climbing. So once you're feeling loose and supple, it's time to get climbing. The best thing to do is pick out some of the easier problems within the centres and just start climbing slowly, working way up and down the problems, looking for the jugs and just slowly trying to kind of get into the movement of climbing. So now we're going to talk a little bit about moving safely around the mat. It's really important that when you're on the mat you're really alert of where people are. It's really important that you don't walk underneath anyone that's climbing, and there are some areas within the centre where this is difficult to tell. Make sure that you're looking at the wall, particularly the top area of the wall, and that you're giving people that are on the wall a wide berth because you never know where they're going to land. When you're standing on the mat, make sure you're aware of what's going on behind you. If there's someone climbing there, then simply just move out of the way. This is of particular importance when the centre's busy. On some of our higher walls and overhanging walls, it's possible that the climber's feet may cut loose and swing wildly. It's really important that you do not climb underneath anybody, particularly in these locations. So now we've got some of the key safety messages out of the way, it's time to give you more information about exactly how bouldering works at the Climbing Academy. Each problem starts with one or two holes with coloured bolts in them, and the problem is colour coded. Look out for the red bolts. Stick to the same colour hold all the way up. Finish the problem by matching both hands on the highest hold. Do not grab the top of the wall. Once you're at the top, climb down using whatever colour holds are there. If, when you're part way down, you decide to jump, look around first to make sure it's safe. We don't recommend jumping from the top. There are maps that give the grades of each colour. These are regularly changed and grades updated on the wall. Falls do happen. The mat should make you fall more comfortable but will not always prevent you getting injured. If you fall, avoid putting your arms out. Bend your legs and try to relax. The resin holds are attached to the wall by bolts and often a second screw. At times, holds can become loose and may spin. If you find a spinner, please go to the front desk immediately and let a member of staff know. They will come and tighten the bolt up. Around the centre there will be various items of training equipment, including fingerboards, campus boards, weights and rings. These should not be used by young people who are under 18, unless they are part of our youth squad. If you are new to climbing, you shouldn't use a fingerboard or campus board until you've climbed regularly for a year or more. The strain these items put on tendons and ligaments is intense, and these take longer to develop a base strength than do muscles. If you're in any doubt, just ask a member of staff. So that's how to stay safe on the mat. We're now going to give you some more information about how to get the most out of your time at TCA. So we've 4 different areas in the centre, each of which caters for a slightly different style of climbing. The majority of the centre is taken over to what we call font circuits. These have a range of difficulty, each with a different colour, and we have maps on the wall which help explain this. Approximately there are about 30 problems in each circuit, each with a different number of moves and on a variety of angles of wall. The endurance boards are set up for those that want to mimic climbing on routes. So these help you train your stamina, and as such they're much longer than the boulder problems in the rest of the centre and around 30 to 50 moves long. Just follow the number tags from start to finish to help build your endurance up. So we've also got areas that are set up for strength and conditioning, stretching and more advanced training techniques. This includes woodies, campus boards, fingerboards and strength and conditioning equipment. Finally, there's an area of bouldering which doesn't fit into the font style circuits. In Glasgow this is the comp wall, in Bristol it's known as the mothership. The problems on these walls are all detailed on topos but are specific to that section of the wall. Best to use the information area where there's a map and a topo associated with that wall to find out what you're going to climb on. Most climbers use chalk to dry the sweat on their fingers. This increases the friction between the skin and the climbing hold. You're welcome to use chalk at the centre. All we ask is that you keep it in a chalk bag and you don't place it where it's likely to get landed on. A brush can also be used to brush off excess chalk from the climbing holds. These are available at reception, but you'll also find some longer brushes available around the centre. Once you've been climbing a few times, you'll probably want to start climbing the harder problems. The best way to learn how to climb more efficiently is to sign up for one of our movement and technique classes. These classes will help you to make the most of the strength that you've got, which is the perfect base from which to develop further. We run regular events at TCA, such as lectures, masterclasses and competitions. So to keep up to date, check out our Facebook page and website. So that's a run through of everything that you need to know about the TCA centres. If you now head back to reception, the staff will get you to fill out a membership form and ask you a few short questions. Once you're a member, you'll be able to enter any TCA centre. So we hope you really enjoy using the TCA centres and have fun climbing. If you have any questions, then please don't hesitate to ask one of the members of staff.